So this ride is going to be recorded. Is that okay with you?
That's fine.
Okay, so.
If I fall asleep, it's okay.
Hey, no problem. Just be yourself, you know. That's the
I
great,
didn't tell
great
you I
thing.
was narcoleptic.
The great thing about this show is that it's just reality. Good or bad, or boring, or fun, or whatever. So here we go. Hey everyone, this is James, your personal Tesla driver, James show. And this morning we got one of our favorites, regular Max, aka Max. He's full of energy this morning, you know. It's only 4:53 in the morning. And I know he got something special to say to you guys.
You're right, this wasn't scripted, James. I can see that. It's like completely ad-lib.
Totally. So we're just gonna like move into our normal selves right now. So
I have not been paid for this at all. In fact, I'm paying for the opportunity to be on YouTube.
this is like a here. Work. Here we go. Okay. Early as usual. Do you normally go this time? Do you fly out?
Yeah, except today I misjudged boarding, so I'm boarding at 6:35.
6:35.
Yeah.
Oh.
I did the math. I still have time.
6:35 an hour. Yeah, you know, I find that regular travelers like who live in San Diego, locals,
Yeah.
they get to the airport like within an hour.
Yeah.
But then people who are visiting like from out of town, they tend to get there like 2 hours early or more. So I can always tell who are my locals and who are my tourists.
Yeah. Well, I got the global traveler and the
You're sad.
clear and the TSA.
Oh. And it's not a holiday season. There's no
exactly.
There's no rush. Just you know, it's not going to be crowded.
I'm good.
It's a Wednesday morning.
Yeah. Hopefully they allow us to take off. It's supposed to be raining heavily in SFO today.
Oh, you flying in?
Yeah.
It's kind of foggy a little bit when I was driving today. This morning, a little foggy. So hopefully that doesn't cause any problems for you guys.
Yeah. It's not supposed to rain here for a while, at least for a few days anyway.
Yeah, but it is supposed to kind of. I got like this alert from our mayor from our city saying that we can pick up sandbags. You know, we can pick up sandbags for to prepare for the next rainfall. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Well, what happened to San Diego? It was crazy, right?
Yeah, I guess.
All the floods.
I guess now they're learning. They're like, okay, you know, when it rains here, we better be prepared for the floods, because
when it rains here, it rains.
Rain it pours.
I'd rather it rain than snow.
Yeah, but you know what though? I think that last flood that we had, I think everyone was unprepared for it. I mean, no, we didn't. Did you hear? I mean, I didn't hear from the news, the media, or anybody, government agencies, about how to prepare for that flood that we had. That basically, I think we got like 2 inches in like 3 hours or something. It was supposed to be the worst flood of like in 20, 30 years.
Yeah. I don't know if your wife is like mine though. Like when we went, every time we've gone to buy a house, she tries to avoid, you know, the faults and flooding areas and you know, all kinds of stuff, right? So I didn't even think about when it rained.
Oh, like when driving wise?
Not just living wise.
What wise?
Living wise. Like where you buy your house.
Oh, to try to avoid that?
Yeah.
Oh, so she had that in mind when you guys bought? Whoa, that's a very thoughtful woman that you have there.
Yeah, you don't know.
That's.
You do know.
Well.
You've seen her. You've met her.
Oh yeah, she's very thorough. Very.
When are you guys traveling again?
Ooh.
On vacation?
Myself?
And your family?
Yeah, we have to plan that, like that Cancun trip.
We haven't planned it yet?
Well, we plan to go, but we haven't put the details in. So
you decided to go.
We decided that we want to go.
In
Yeah.
every vacation. decide to
we made the choice. We're like, okay, we want to go to Cabo.
Got it.
So
Okay.
but we haven't put it down on the calendar yet, which so
So you got like
that's the next
another 4 steps to go.
that's the next step. Yeah. But you know, it's like the flood, right? Like, you know how when we had the tropical storm, it was all over the news. Like for weeks, people they were telling us how bad it was going to be, and everyone get ready for the tropical storm. And
Yeah.
you know, people we prepared for like a week. You know, supplies, water, and everything.
You did, really?
But when it came, it was like nothing. It's
Yeah.
just like wind and some rain, a little bit of rain.
Yeah, I know.
But this time with the floods, there was no warning whatsoever. It was like, I mean, if you didn't look at basically the weather forecast, you wouldn't have known that it was gonna rain at all. Like, I mean, the only reason why I knew because somebody told me like, oh yeah, the weather flood, it's gonna rain. And I'm like, oh okay, you know.
Sometimes I don't even think that they know on like the weather forecast.
Oh my gosh! You think after all these years, you know,
Yeah, I think with all the new technology, you'd at
they
least
figure it out,
get it
right?
Like 99%.
Just track the clouds, right? It's like, hey, there's clouds here, you know, it's headed towards our way. Get ready, everybody.
Yeah.
The clouds look really thick and black.
Because I think they need to rename the whole tropical storm thing. It sounds too fun, you know. Tropical storm, like a tropical vacation.
It's like,
They gotta call it something nasty.
I guess they're like, they probably didn't have really that much news going on that week, so they're like, let's make the tropical storm that's coming through a big deal, right?
Yeah. Or just for shits and giggles, let's not tell anybody.
And then for us, it's like the floods. For us, is like they're not gonna tell us. They're like, no, we got worse weather. We got snow in the Midwest and the East, all over. No, we're not gonna cover flood. We're not gonna cover San Diego water, rain. You know, it's like we can't make that too big a deal because the rest of the country is like freezing over, right? But it was the worst flood that we've had for like probably 20-30 years. So
It was pretty bad.
I mean, did you see the videos where there's cars floating through the streets?
Yeah, exactly. They were driving.
I mean, yeah, it's like
4 foot deep.
But did you see the video where the Tesla went through like half of water, like up to half the car, and it just went right through it, and it made it out alive. It kept on going without problems.
I wonder how much of that is real anymore when you see on TV, not just Tesla.
Well, the thing is, the reason why Teslas are able to do that because everything underneath it is encased, like waterproof.
Is it?
It's kind of like a submarine down there.
So he built like a submarine.
Yeah, so it's like it's all waterproof. You know, you can't get water in the battery, right? So it was kind of, I don't know if it was built for full submersion, but whereas cars, you know, you have the pipe, you have the exhaust.
Yeah.
I mean, once the water gets into that pipe, it's over, right?
Maybe you should have advertised it as a boat instead of a truck.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
sell
know.
more.
It's like they probably modeled it after the Seal
exactly.
tour, right? The Seal boat tour.
Yeah.
How you can go both on land and water.
That's right.
I mean, why don't more cars do that?
Yeah.
If they can do the Seal tour that can go both on land and water, you know, why can't they make cars like that?
Seriously.
I mean, yeah, so what if it's gonna weigh like maybe twice as much more, maybe?
Yeah, you probably charge more.
Yeah,
You know.
they can charge more money for it.
That's right.
I'm trying to think of something funny to say. Sorry, guys. You know,
It's early in the morning.
you know, my conversation is basically everyone's different, and it's like it depends on who my passengers are.
That's right.
Some people bring out more of my crazy side, like the last guy I had. He's my client from he's a security for a strip club. so he always brings out like the worst in me,
Yeah.
like the wild side. I'm like, things come out of my mouth that I'm just I don't know where it comes from. I'm like, where did that come from?
Yeah.
Well,
You got to do a lot of editing before you put these up on YouTube.
you know what? I think when I say it, I'm like, oh, I got to take that out. But then I'm like, you know what?
My kids won't want to know this, right?
Yeah.
That's what you think. My kids won't want to.
Exactly. Well, if there's something that I know that my kids shouldn't be watching, which is this guy here. Whenever we go on, he's always got colorful words and stuff, things to say. I'm like, okay, kids, I make it into a 18 and over show, like after dark. I'm like, okay, kids, this is an 18 and over show now. You're no longer allowed to watch this, and
Right.
and so when I put it on YouTube, I mark it as adult material. So I'm like 18 and over, sorry. But then so I thought about that. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna edit out all the bad stuff, right? That things that I normally don't want people to hear about. But then this is like supposed to be kind of like reality TV's like entertaining, right?
Yeah.
So like my wife and I, when we watch reality TV, like we watch some of those like Married at First Sight or Love is Blind.
Okay.
And my wife was like, the couples that are really that do really well together. It's like, I asked my wife, which couples do you like? And she'll always name the couples that are the most dramatic, right?
Yeah.
But the ones that are like us, the ones that are actually gonna make it, and we think, oh yeah, they're like really boring. She's like, I'm like, what, don't you like this couple? That they're like they're similar to us, and they'll probably have a good chance of making it. But she's like, yeah, but they're so boring. And I'm like, thank you. That's our life right there. It's like, so when you watch TV, it's like the boring ones that actually the ones that are gonna be, the ones that do well.
Yeah.
It's like they're boring to watch. So the ones that you want to watch when you watch like reality TV are the ones full of trauma, right? Drama.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I just end up believing, like, even though I take it off when I rewatch it, I'm like, okay, that's pretty funny. I mean, yeah, some of it I can't I have to make it 18 and over, some of the episodes, but it's funny, and so.
I didn't know that about you, that you like reality TV.
Well, just my wife and I, we liked all those like really sappy marriage at first sight.
Yeah.
Mainly because we just like to not make fun of them, but
Well, you laugh at them. That's what.
yeah, we laugh at them because we're like, oh my god, I can't believe, because we're already like 21 years in marriage,
Yeah.
so we kind of like, we're like, okay, we've made it. And so when we watch all these young people trying to like, try to get married and trying to find their first, their wife, their spouse, and like, dating, and we're like, sometimes we slap ourselves in the head like, oh my god, how can he say that? Like, you're never gonna make it. Like, we just know, we're like, you're not gonna make it if you're gonna be like that. And so it's kind of like
Well, if you're going on a reality TV show to find, love,
you're already like,
you're probably not gonna make it anyway.
yeah, you're already one step, you already got one mark against you, right? Like, if you have to, like, in a lot of these like reality shows, right, they're like talking about how they have to make that big decision, like, when they're at the podium.
Yeah.
It's like, that's gonna be it. It's like, it's forever, and they like build it up so much to like, this is it. You're gonna be with this person forever for the rest of your life. It's like a death sentence. Like, they make it so bad. Like, I'm like, yeah, of course. If you think like that, you think it's gonna be a death sentence. You're probably gonna have second thoughts. Like, if you're like, oh man, you're gonna be with this person forever. That's it. No more. It's like, I'm like, man, I don't know if my wife and I would make it if I thought like that, like the beginning, right? Like, oh gosh, oh my god, I'm gonna be with her for the rest of my life. Sorry, honey, But I don't know if we would have made it if someone put me on TV and said this was forever.
No, seriously.
We kind of like approach things one day at a time, but
If you're thinking that way, you probably don't need to be married at all.
like death sentence,
Yeah.
like forever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I always wonder the kind of individuals that, go on those shows on purpose, right?
Yeah, but to be fair with them, I think it seems like it's really hard for young people nowadays to like really find someone, like, because like they have all these dating apps,
Yeah.
and the thing is like that it's such a fake, because the dating apps make it seem like there's like tons of people out there, like that that you can date, and that you have so many people to choose from, and you know. But what ends up happening is those dating apps are just like, you know, like people hook up, but they don't build any real meaningful relationship. Like, you know, people think that they have so much, where you don't really need that many people to go on a date, right? You just gotta stick with one, right? And then kind of, you know, build the relationship from one. And you have to have patience and kind of like go through stuff. But because of all these like dating apps, people think that, you know, they have so many to choose from, so they just go from one date. If they don't like something about one person, they just move on to the next, right? But that's not, you know, you can't really build anything from that, right? Because eventually, when you know, by the time you realize it, you probably are old, but you know, you look in the mirror, you're like, wait a second, all those people that you had problems with, you know, when you finally look in the mirror and have a serious talk with yourself, you're gonna realize that it wasn't them. You know, you know, the problem wasn't. It probably wasn't them. You know, it's probably the person in the mirror, right? It's like you're the problem, right? So, you know, I wish you know, I always tell myself, one of these days I'm gonna write a book.
Do you think if those apps had been available when you were looking for someone, that you would have used them?
Yeah, well, the thing is, that's the lure of it, because they're like, oh, hey, you know, you want to like go on dates. Look, you go on an app, you put your profile on there, and then you can start going on multiple. It seems easy. Like, why not, right? Like, it's like if you're like trying to look for a date, you want to go out with people. It's like you know, most people will take the easy way, right? You're not gonna, like, if you think that you can get 5 dates going on the app, you know, why would you work harder for it, right? Why would you go out there and start looking for it?
I guess it's a numbers game, right?
Yeah.
That's what those apps. I mean, my personal opinion is that those apps rely on is that, you know, if you date 100 people, you're bound to have to find 1 or 2 that you're compatible with, at least in the beginning.
Well, the thing is, like, the problem is that those dating apps really don't want you to find someone. They want you to keep, you know, for them to be in business, they want you to keep going on dates.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So it's like they'll keep sending you people like, hey, you know, here's another one that might be good for you. Even if you find someone that you like, right? It might tempt you to go on another date, right? Because it wants you to keep going. Because then you pay. I don't know how it works. I've never been on it, but
Maybe it's a monthly fee.
yeah, like every time you go on a date, you have to pay, right? So it's like those other ride sharing companies, right? The thing is, like, they keep matching you up with like drivers and passengers, right? But then when you find a right passenger, you find a good driver, right? You should be able to like just use them.
Yeah.
And you know, okay, you found a good match, and then that's it. But no, they keep sending you new ones because they want you to keep, because they want to keep charging fees, you know, those high fees.
That's right. I mean, I agree with you. That's why I always question the algorithm, like the accuracy of the algorithm, right? Because that's what they advertise. Right?
Yeah, because they don't want us. They don't want us to keep using the same. That, even though, like, they used to say, oh, you know, if you like a driver, you can select them, and then we'll put them in the, but it never works out that way. You never get the same driver, like, hardly ever. Like, you know.
Do they rate people like on those apps? Do you know if it's like Uber, where if you had a good time with them, but they were compatible, you can still give them like 4.5 stars?
For the dating app, are you talking about dating app or rideshare?
Yeah. Dating app.
I'm sure. I mean, I've personally, honestly, I've never been on it because I never had to need to. Because the past 21 years, I've been pretty happy. Well, maybe the last 10 years.
21 years twice now.
Yeah. Well, maybe the last 10 years. The first 10 years maybe was a little bit rougher than I would like to admit. But the last 10 years,
she was
great.
breaking you in, that's why.
Exactly. I was too.
She was getting rid of all your bad habits and the things she didn't like about you.
Well, you know what? The thing that the first 10 years, I didn't realize, or either I didn't realize, I was too stupid to realize, I was too hard-headed, or I was just completely in denial, right? That the last 10 years I realized was that, and you know, you hear this all the time, but you don't really, it doesn't really sink in until it sinks in, which is happy wife, happy life. You know, I don't know about you, but for me, once it really hit me that, you know, how that works, how true that is, then my marriage just changed. Like,
oh really?
It was like huge difference. Like, once I realized that, you know what? When my wife is not happy, then no one's happy in the household.
That's right.
You know, but when she's happy, then I'm happy, the kids are happy, everything works out, you know? So now that's just my goal now, is just what can I do to make my wife happy? So I don't know, guys. You know, hopefully it won't take you 10 years to figure that out, okay?
No, 'cause
I'm
you
a
just
little
told right
hard-headed.
now, you just told me.
What?
It won't take you 10 years because you just told me.
Yeah, well, hopefully you listen to me and not have to suffer for the first 10 years of your marriage. Because, you know, but let me tell you, the last 10 years has been the greatest 10 years. Well, the last few years has been the greatest
The last
few
10
years.
years of the 21 years you've been married.
Yeah, I've been the greatest because of that realization for me, you know.
Nice.
For the record.
10 years.
Honey, if you're watching this, wink. Once the honeymoon phase was over.
Well, 10 years is a long time for a honeymoon phase.
Oh, no, I mean, once, you know, minus the honeymoon phase at the beginning, right? The honeymoon phase was great.
How long was a honeymoon phase?
It's probably like maybe a year or two.
Yeah.
It was good for the first couple years, right? Honey?
Until you had kids?
Oh, the kids made it even better.
Good
No,
answer.
the kids were. Oh, the kids probably made it the best. Well, you know what? Let me take it back. See, my son's 17 years old. Okay, no. When my son was born, my daughter was born. That was the most amazing thing,
Yeah.
for sure. For the kids and I mean, you know. But then our relationship wasn't, you know, that great. My wife and I. Even though we both love the kids and we're like totally all in for the kids. But enough about me. Tell me about you, Max. How are you doing?
Tired, man.
Tired?
It's 4:30, 4:45.
Oh, you don't normally wake up at this time to get out of the house? No?
No, because I'm one of those
Not-
lucky individuals that is a hybrid employee. So
Oh.
I get to work from home most of the time.
So this is Max being forced to have to work outside the house.
That's right, exactly. Forced to wear actual pants instead
Oh.
of my pajama shorts.
So that explains why, you know, I'm getting more of the subdued, comatose Max,
Yes, more of the cerebral.
and not the Duolingo Espanol Max. You know,
That's right,
His
yeah.
Duolingo is very good. Let me tell you guys. You know, if you guys been practicing Duolingo Espanol and Duolingo, then you talk to Max. He'll correct you,
Yes.
show you the right way.
Yes.
He'll show you the Duolingo way, and he'll show you the right way.
This episode, by the way, is brought to you by Duolingo.
This episode, Duolingo, you hear that? Cut us a check.
There you go.
You know, I said your name at least 4 times already.
You're trying to get the friends and discounts.
I know, I'm trying to get that family plan for free, right?
Nice.
Although you guys tricked me in getting a family plan, not a family plan, but an unlimited plan.
Yeah.
I don't know how I did it, but one day I just got on there and I was like, oh, I'm an unlimited user.
Nice.
But then what sucks is that I was an unlimited user, and my kids, they couldn't get unlimited.
Oh.
In order for me to get the unlimited for the kids, because you're supposed to, you know, there's a family plan.
Yeah.
I would have to upgrade and pay more for the family plan. And my kids were like, "No, that's okay, Dad." I mean, I really didn't want the unlimited plan for myself because the free plan is actually more. You have to be more disciplined.
Yeah.
Because unlimited just means that, you know, you make a bunch of mistakes,
Yeah.
you can just keep going on. But for the free plan, if you make 5 mistakes, then, you know, during the day, then you can't use it again till the next day.
Yeah.
So it's actually more disciplined, because then you gotta be like, okay, you actually gotta learn the stuff and not make mistakes.
Yeah, your English has gotten really good since you started Duolingo.
Oh, gracias, señor. Gracias, señorita. Yes, my Spanish is much better, I'm sure. Amiga, español, bien.
That's right.
No, I'm just joking. I know what it is. It's amigo, because you gotta say with the guy, the O at the end. And it's amigo, and also, what else did I say wrong?
Very good. You said
It's muy bien.
friend. Very good.
Oh, I said señorita. No, it's not señorita. It's señor.
I don't think
Señor.
I can pass the
Señora.
dementia test early in the morning.
Oh. So I should test you on your Italian for since you're married to an Italian. You should know a little Italian, don't you? Capiche?
You could. Yes.
Do you capiche?
Capito.
Capiche? Capito? Italiano?
Italiano.
Bella. Do you know Bella?
That's next on your plan, on your Duolingo is Italian.
I have like 22 languages I'm studying right now.
There you
Don't quiz me on this, people. Don't be like, when you see me, test me on the 22 languages, okay? Because I did know 22 languages, but you know what they say. If you don't use it, you will lose it.
go. You can't count.
I think I'm down to like 5 now. Can't count what?
Klingon as a language.
Klingon? Damn. Okay, I'm down to 4.
With all the different dialects of Klingon. Well, you said you're usually up around this time.
I mean, I don't sleep.
Is this your money time?
This is
When
this
your
is
money
this is
time?
the busy time.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm wide awake. I just dropped off my my other client passenger from I picked him up at his workplace at 2:30.
Yeah. Your ability to catch these beauty sleeps is pretty good.
Yeah,
Grab like a 30-second nap.
Well, I mean, I would have had more if you would have you actually showed on time. I was like,
Why am I so early and considerate?
I'm like, yeah, man. I'm like, that's it. Next time I'm gonna pull over, pull 2 blocks away. You're gonna
Around the corner.
You're gonna be like, oh, James not here yet.
Around the corner.
I'll be like just a block
I'll be
away,
texting you. Where the hell are you?
and I'll be like, I'm here.
Hey, what's up with the name? Where did the name come from?
Which one?
Ride or Die. You called your YouTube.
Oh, ride or die is because I'm your ride or die to the very end. To the very end of the ride, that is.
Yeah.
So you know what? I'll get you to your location. I'll be there for you till the very end.
There you go.
Right? So
No matter
that's
how
what.
long the ride is.
Yeah. No matter how long the ride is, I'll be there till the very end
Nice.
of the ride. There's this one of my new clients. She, I picked her up. It was her birthday. She's like 27, really, beautiful girl,
Yeah.
just really fun. And so I was like trying to match her up with, with one of my fans, one of my people. Eventually, the people who watch the show eventually, right? So I was like, okay, hey, if you're like net worth of over $1 million, I'm like, this is not what she said. This is what I said.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm only gonna hook up my my VIP clients with only the best. So, So
why am I here then?
because you're,
Their charity is your charity.
But what was I trying to get at? Let's see.
You started with the ride or die. And then,
Oh, yeah.
And then you're the money. This is the money time.
Ride or die.
And then you dropped off your.
Oh yeah, and I told her, I'm like, okay, guys. So I said, okay. So I was all the criteria. She's like, oh, you got to be older, like 28 and older. I'm like, okay, older. You got a chance. I'm like, now I'm her ride, and I said, to close it off, I said, I'm her ride or die to the very end of this ride, but you can take over afterwards. So I said, you can take over for the rest of the time, I'm like, send me your resumes, and I'll do what I can, but there's no guarantees.
Well, see, you should start a
dating service?
Yeah. Matching up your rides.
Yeah, but
I think there's a reality.
But I don't know.
I think there's a reality TV show in there somewhere.
I think your wife would be mad at me though if I did that for you.
Well, I'm not saying it's me, dude. I'd invest in it though.
You would what?
I'd invest in it.
Oh, like have like a dating app, like
Yeah.
a dating ride sharing
ride share service.
like
I
show.
not only drive you to location,
But
I'll match you up with one of my ride or die.
oh, you know, I'll keep doing it until like until it hits.
Exactly. You just need to come up with a catchy name.
Ride or die dating service.
And you could have an app like Lyft, except you have all this other personal information.
Yeah, I'll be like, okay, here's all your.
Will like drive you, but I'll help you match with someone.
Yes, but just don't make me pimp you out, okay? Don't make me be your pimp, because I'm not. Don't come back to me and be like, oh no, he didn't work out. He didn't have enough money. Come back, try to get another one. That.
I think there's a really good business model. I think
What?
You need to
Pimping out the girls?
Well, that's an old business model.
That's an old business model. That's.
I'm talking about the ride or something. It's not ride or die. Well, I guess it depends, because people said, going back to what you said about the finding love and how people think about this is like forever. And
oh yeah, you're looking for
there's a whole
your ride or die
thing there.
Totally. Yeah, people are looking for their ride or die.
Ride and die.
You want to look for something that you can ride with and die with?
And die with.
Wow, that's deep.
There's a reality show, looking for my ride and die.
And not
There
ride
you
or
go.
die. So, okay.
Pull on that thread, James.
All right, guys,
Next
you hear
time-
that?
next
Okay.
time you and I,
If you guys want to be on the ride and die dating service show, let me know. Hit me up.
if you guys think
Message
that's
me.
a good idea, give a thumbs up to
Yeah.
the video.
Put a thumbs up. Give me a right in the DM. Let me know it's a good idea, or or the opposite. Either way, let me know. Okay, we need feedback, because if you want to get matched up with one of my VIP clients,
That's right.
I'm telling you, they're all very special.
Exactly.
And,
And you vet them personally.
I vet them personally, and
They're on tape.
let me tell you, if they're a VIP client of mine, that means they're very special. That means you're gonna be fortunate and one of the lucky ones to even get a chance to like date one of my VIPs.
That's right.
So even this guy here,
Well, you're single,
if he
kid.
wasn't married, let me tell you, he'll be a hot catch. This guy here, yeah, he's big cojones back there.
That's right. Well, they know I'm a brilliant thinker because I just came up with that ride and die thing.
There you go.
On the
Okay,
spot.
for the record, right now, I mean, I might have to edit this part out, like if later on it goes big, so that there's no evidence that he came up with the idea. But
That's
you
right.
know,
James, you're always thinking ahead.
you gotta, when you're in business and when when you're like up this late, you gotta keep your mind stimulated, right?
Exactly.
So best way to stimulate your mind is come up with.
we will ride and die.
Exactly, you gotta keep the
You
mind
gotta keep the mind.
very, very stimulated and active and
Exactly.
just in the zone, in the driving and focus zone.
All the zones.
And that's my secret. One of the reasons why I love doing this show is that it keeps me engaged.
So you don't fall asleep.
Because, let me tell you, if I wasn't on this show and I had a passenger that was like totally comatose and just sleepy at this, it drives me crazy. I'm like,
You have to engage the.
it's like it's
drive.
4 a.m. You're
Self-driving.
either sleeping on me or you're like not talking to me. I'm like, that's almost on the borderline of unacceptable.
But you could engage the driverless feature of the Tesla in case you fell asleep. No?
Well,
Does it work that way? Like if the
you
camera senses that you've drifted off, it just automatically.
no, like
takes over.
Tesla just installed sent us like a bunch of new updates because they got in trouble from the government, and they did a investigation on them and found that there was a lot of accidents with the autopilot and self-driving.
Yeah.
So they had to update, and now with the new updates, they call it the recall, right? Now it's like Big Brother now.
Yeah.
Your eyes, it's like they're monitoring my eyes and my head movements. So if I'm looking down too long, they're like beep 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 beep. It's like I'm looking this way. I'm like, I feel like a school kid, like
That's right.
driving for the first time. You know, I'm Mr. Rogers when I drive now with the autopilot because the thing is like if they see that you're doing too much, they'll turn it off.
Oh, really?
And if they turn off the autopilot for you, if they do it more than 5 times, then they suspend you.
Oh, wow.
I don't know how long. It's supposed to be a week, but it could be longer. You know, they
That's
could be
right.
like, you know. So nobody wants to get suspended. So I already got it happened once already. I'm like freaked out. I'm like, what? I'm like, I didn't even do anything. I'm like, I'm just doing normal things, like looking at my GPS, this and that, and you know. But my head's got to be straight up. It's like your head got to be straight. Your neck. I mean, I'm really like, no. It actually works though, cause I'm like, I pay attention a lot now. I'm like a front row A student, you know, with my neck up, my head up.
And you pay for the right to have that done to you.
Yeah, and we're paying for the car. Yeah, I pay every month for that, right?
Nice.
In my financing.
They probably added to the disclaimer too. Any claims that we make about self-driving capabilities
Oh yeah, no.
are only wishful thinking.
Oh yeah, no. They at the very beginning, before you select that option, they're like, "This is first of all," they say it's beta test to cover their butts, and second of all, when you select it, like, "Oh, you realize that you're responsible for anything that happens to it, bad or good. You know, sorry." You're like when you select it, no matter what happens, be prepared. Your head should be on the wheel. You should be eyes straight forward. You should
be awake.
You should be immediately take over. Anything happens, you're fully responsible. So, you know, it doesn't matter if we promoted that self-driving means, you know, self-driving or autopilot means that, you know, the car can drive by itself. No. You're 100% responsible, and we put it in the fine print. And when you select it, you agree that, you know, the car at any point could go wrong, and you have to be the one taking over, you know, split-second decision. So that's, you know.
Nice.
You know.
Well, at least they're upfront about it.
Yeah, at least they have the CYA part down. You know, they take care of that part, because harder to like go to court. You know, when they say, "Oh look," but we told them, you know, in the fine print, in the 30-page fine print. Yeah, you know, they clicked on it to say that they agree to every single term.
That's right. Because most people won't read.
Exactly. No, Tesla is smart. They're not Elon's not one of the world's richest men in the world because, you know.
Because he's dumb.
Exactly. What airline you flying on?
United.
United? Okay, cool. But are you going straight in, or are you checking in any?
No, I'm just
going straight in
through security.
Oh, that's right. Do you even have a bag?
I do.
You do? Do you normally carry a bag?
I do, but I don't check anything in.
Okay.
It's a light one. I don't even have my knapsack this time.
What? How long are you flying out for? Like
just overnight.
That's it?
That's it.
And you need a bag for that? Come on,
dude.
Max, come on. Backpack is,
dude,
you know, it's not good enough.
I'm used to being pampered. Look at all my shit.
You gotta have like all your beauty supplies.
That's right.
Man.
I just didn't want anything wrinkled, you know.
You never know.
I said, I'm only in normal clothes, normal human clothes, 4 to 5 times.
I didn't realize you were like I was driving a diva around, you know.
That's right, exactly.
What do you call a male diva?
Yeah, it's American, not United.
Oh, but you want to go straight, right? Or do you want to go on the other side?
The gates are over there.
Oh, the gates. Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to go on?
Yeah, those are gates 20 to 51. I think that's Alaska.
This for America.
Yeah. Hello.
So you want to go to the other side?
Are you sure you drive around this time? Are you sure?
You know.
I feel like you're pulling my leg a little bit.
You know, I've been
here
maybe once or twice, a couple times.
Now I'm starting to doubt you've been married 21 years.
Oh my gosh! Right? Can you believe next month it'll be 22 years?
Wow. And
you know, if you don't believe that, then you won't believe that I got married on 02/22/2002.
02/22/2002.
Exactly. And
okay.
Last year was our
21st wedding anniversary.
The 20th anniversary was on 2/02/2020.
202. Nice.
No, wait, 2022. 2022.
Well, see, there you go. You could pass a dementia test this morning.
All right, guys, that's it.
That's it.
Wrapping up another great episode of your personal tested driver show, Ride or Die series. Peace out, everybody.